Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of February 6th. Let's see what's going on for you this week. It looks really good right off the bat, as usual. Definitely don't trick yourself this week. We'll talk about that more, but it looks good. Um, and yeah, I mean, I think the only danger is this week being your own worst enemy. But other than that, it looks awesome, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Start off with the 4 diamonds. I think for those of you that have moved or are moving, that could be extremely important for you in your life. You end with a very important card as well, the King of Clubs. Whenever these two cards come up together, it does represent that some sort of change could be extremely important for you and literally life-changing. And again, I feel like if you have moved or are planning a move, it might be like one of those things where in the future, down the road in a couple months or a year or whatever, it's like you go back home and people like either don't even recognize you or they do recognize you, but you're completely changed, completely different, but for the better. These are definitely cards of improvements that you have here. They're cards of growth. So these things do take time. 4 of Diamonds is a card of patience. I really feel like Capricorn is on a path of major personal development. Capricorn and like 2 other signs, Capricorn, Pisces, and I can't remember who else I was talking to, one other sign that's really seemed to be focused on personal development in their life and making some major changes. But these things are happening, so that's very good. Next, you show up. Queen of Diamonds would be Capricorn, an Earth sign person. I think a lot of you actually, Queen of Diamonds to me, by the way, is better than the King of Diamonds in a lot of ways. I almost would rather have the energy of the Queen of Diamonds to work with because she makes better decisions around money. The King of Diamonds can be a little bit reactive and things like that. People always ask me, they're like, I would have rather show, they'll be like, oh, I'm a male, I want to show up as a King of Diamonds. I'm always like, well, not necessarily. First off, the cards really don't have sex. Number one, but number two, the Queen of Diamonds, like I said, is better intuitively, and she's actually better at making money in a lot of ways, and she can be a lot harder of a worker. The King of Diamonds can be a little bit lazy and can have some other challenges to deal with, but this gives you a little bit of an intuitive sense about money. You might even have good money making ideas this week. It looks very good for money for a lot of you. For some of you, that could be an inheritance. For others of you, that could be money that you earn through some of your ideas. You have the 9 of Clubs this week as well, so definitely a chance for recognition. I think that part of the Capricorn, Capricorn karma. And if you want to get very deep into this and you want to get crazy, I've been reading this book called Zodiac. And it's by Bill Tierney, and this book gives like a lot of details. I mean, if you're not interested in being an astrologer or something, maybe not exactly a book that you need. I don't remember how much it was, but it was pretty cheap. But if you're interested in learning more about Capricorn and things like that, maybe things that other astrologers don't talk about, that might be a good book. Again, if you're interested, this card's a card of knowledge. But basically, I think Capricorn has a thirst for, has a desire to be recognized in some way, shape, or form in their life. Like I think Capricorn, that's why Capricorns are such hard workers, is because they want to do something like important. They want to reach some sort of level of success. That book talks like a little bit about it. That's why I mentioned it. And it's weird, kind of that I just happened to be reading that the other day. That's why it's over there, and that you get this card again that kind of represents wanting to reach some sort of goal. 9 of Clubs is a card of reaching goals and things. So very good card of achievements as well and recognition. So like I said, I really like this card. Next, you have the 2 of Diamonds. This is a windfall type energy card, a card of receiving a windfall of cash. So that could be nice. Again, for some of you, I feel like that could be inheritance related. Whenever you have a 9, there's like the way money comes in could usually be like an inheritance or some commission check, something big like that. This can also be you just matching up perfectly with a new business or matching up perfectly with somebody at work. So you could even find love through work with this card. Next, you have the Jack of Spades. So a lot of you could be having like a little bit of a battle with your mind at this time. I think some of you probably know who you are, and you probably actually recognize it, which is the most important thing. You see here, like the Jack, he's got his little dagger to this devil, and the devil's on his own hand, and he's also missing a leg here as well, and it represents that he doesn't realize that his problems are his own, that they're created inside his own head. and he's focusing on the wrong issue as well. But I don't think that's what it represents for you this week. I think it represents that a lot of you realize that. A lot of you realize that your problems are your own and you're trying to fix it. So I think that's why the card is coming up. And I say that because you have the Four of Spades coming up next, which represents recovery. So I think a lot of you are actively making changes in your life to change the way you even look at things, change the way that you believe things, and also you're starting to like take more responsibility for things in your life, which I think is also very important. And finally, you have the King of Clubs. Great card to end with. This is a card of authority and recognition. Again, so I think that a lot of you are working towards this like authority and recognition type of status in your life, and definitely with whatever it is that you're doing, especially if you're working. A lot of you could be doing this. So very interesting. This is also a great card for friends, by the way. So could be it's been a very social week for everybody. You don't have any of the social cards that everybody else has been getting, but you do have this card, which this card here and the Nine of Clubs both can represent friendship and things like that. So I still think that the message of engaging with friends this week is important for you as well. So definitely, take time to engage with people in your life. But looks like a great week. So thank you for watching and enjoy it.